Have you ever wondered if living with your adult children is truly the best choice for your golden years? In today's video, we dive deep into Andy Zhang's heartfelt story, a 62-year-old mother who faced unexpected challenges after moving in with her son's family post-retirement. From feeling like an unpaid maid to reclaiming her independence, Andy's journey highlights the delicate balance between family obligations and personal happiness. Stay with us until the end to discover valuable insights on navigating family dynamics, ensuring a fulfilling retirement, and understanding when it's time to prioritize your well-being. Whether you're contemplating your living arrangements or supporting a loved one, this story offers essential lessons for creating a harmonious and joyful life in your later years. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me. And if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Today I feel a profound urge to explore and shed light on a heart-wrenching and deeply personal question that affects countless families around the world. Should parents continue to live with their children as they grow older? This question is not merely logistical but touches on the very essence of love, respect, duty, and the intricate tapestry of familial relationships that bind us together. Let me introduce you to the heartrending story of Andy Zhang, a spirited and resilient 62-year-old mother blessed with 2 wonderful children, a caring son and a nurturing daughter. Andy's life, marked by both joy and sorrow, seemed to be gracefully unfolding. Her daughter had embarked on a fulfilling married life, creating her little world filled with love and companionship. Her son, equally devoted, appeared to share a strong and loving bond with her, promising a future filled with mutual support and affection. However, life's unpredictability took an unexpected and painful turn for Andy upon reaching the milestone of retirement. Andy made the heartfelt and seemingly natural decision to move in with her son and his wife, believing it to be a gesture of filial piety and a way to ensure that her golden years would be spent surrounded by family and love. The initial days were nothing short of idyllic. Her daughter-in-law greeted her with genuine warmth and kindness, creating an environment where Andy felt not only welcomed, but also deeply cherished. Simple moments like being encouraged to pursue her passions for dancing, enjoying leisurely walks in the park, or engaging in delightful conversations with other local aunties filled Andy's days with joy and a sense of belonging. It felt as though her family's embrace was a sanctuary where she could finally relax and savor the fruits of her lifelong labor. But as the months rolled by, a subtle yet significant shift began to erode the harmony that once defined their household. The atmosphere that was once saturated with love and mutual respect started to become strained. Andy noticed that her daughter-in-law's demeanor began to change imperceptibly. Tasks that were initially light and sporadic became more frequent and demanding. What began as occasional cleaning evolved into the relentless responsibilities of cooking elaborate meals, managing the household's myriad chores, and even taking on the role of a caregiver for the children. Andy, who had envisioned her retirement as a time of relaxation and personal fulfillment, found herself ensnared in an exhausting cycle of unpaid labor, her spirit slowly being drained by the constant demands placed upon her. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. The emotional toll was immense. Andy grappled with a whirlwind of feelings: betrayal, sorrow, and an overwhelming sense of being undervalued and exploited. She couldn't help but question the true intentions behind her son's invitation. Was it genuinely out of a place of love and concern for her well-being? Or had it become a convenient solution to the family's own needs and conveniences? The realization that her sanctuary had transformed into a place of obligation and unappreciated toil was devastating. After enduring a year of escalating demands and diminishing respect, Andy reached a breaking point. The pain of feeling used and the crushing weight of emotional distress led her to make the heart-wrenching decision to pack her bags and return to her hometown. This move was not merely a physical relocation, but an emotional exodus from a situation that had become intolerable. The decision to distance herself from her son's family was fraught with anguish, as it meant confronting loneliness once more. Yet, it was also an act of reclaiming her dignity and peace, a desperate bid to restore her sense of self-worth and emotional well-being. Reflecting deeply on Andy Zhang's story, it becomes painfully clear how delicate and complex the balance between familial support and personal autonomy can be. In my heartfelt opinion, while it is both natural and commendable for children to care for their aging parents, this support must be founded on genuine love, respect, and mutual understanding rather than convenience or obligation. Parents, having dedicated their lives to nurturing and supporting their children, unequivocally deserve to spend their twilight years with the freedom, dignity, and respect they have earned. Imposing excessive responsibilities and treating them as unpaid laborers not only leads to emotional distress, but also fractures the very foundation of familial relationships, as Andy so painfully experienced. Moreover, this narrative serves as a poignant reminder of the importance of setting clear boundaries and maintaining open lines of communication within families. It underscores the necessity for honest conversations about expectations, needs, and limitations, ensuring that the well-being of our elders is always prioritized with compassion and sincerity. Families must strive to create environments where aging parents feel valued and respected, where their desires for a peaceful and fulfilling retirement are honored, and where their contributions are acknowledged and appreciated. Andy Zhang's journey is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring quest for dignity and respect in the face of adversity. It implores us all to reflect on our relationships with our parents and to consider how we can better support them in ways that honor their sacrifices and celebrate their lives. Let us take this story to heart and commit to fostering familial bonds that are rooted in genuine love, unwavering respect, and heartfelt appreciation, ensuring that our parents' golden years are indeed golden, filled with the love, peace, and happiness they so richly deserve. Before I retired, I had so many hopes and dreams about how I would finally spend my days. After years of working hard, raising a family, and pushing through life's endless challenges, I thought I had earned the right to relax, to enjoy the slower pace that retirement promised. I had painted such a beautiful picture in my mind of what my golden years would look like, filled with joy, freedom, and the simple pleasures of life. I could see myself dancing in the town square, where the air is always filled with the laughter of people, the chatter of locals, and the lively music of our small hometown. I imagined myself moving freely, not a care in the world, surrounded by the beauty of the place that holds so many memories. I would raise a little dog, my faithful companion, always there to greet me with a wagging tail and boundless energy, making me smile even on the toughest days. And I would tend to a small vegetable garden, something I've always wanted to do. There's something so calming, almost therapeutic, about growing your food, watching tiny seeds sprout into something you nurtured with your own hands. I dreamed of spending mornings with my fingers in the soil, enjoying the warm sun on my back as I planted tomatoes, herbs, and flowers. It was such a peaceful image, one that brought me a sense of contentment every time I thought about it. And in the afternoons, I'd sit with old friends over tea, catching up, laughing about the past, and savoring the fact that we've made it this far. I would finally have the time to cherish those relationships and make new memories with the people who've made part of my life for so long. It was supposed to be my time to enjoy the fruits of everything I had worked so hard for. But life had different plans for me. It's funny, in a sad way, how things can take such unexpected turns. Reality turned out to be so much more harsh and unforgiving than I could have ever imagined. Instead of the peaceful, joyful retirement I had envisioned, I found myself trapped in a new role, one I never signed up for. I became, in essence, a servant to my son's family. It wasn't something that happened all at once. It crept up on me slowly, until one day I realized that my days were no longer my own. Every moment, every bit of energy I had was spent on them, on cooking, cleaning, and looking after the children. I had no time for myself, no time for those dreams I once held so close to my heart. My peaceful retirement had slipped through my fingers, replaced by an overwhelming sense of duty that left me drained and unfulfilled. I'll never forget that one Saturday night. It was late, and I was already exhausted from a long day of cleaning and trying to keep the house in order. My body ached, and all I wanted was to sit down for a moment to rest. But just as I was finishing up, my son and daughter-in-law casually mentioned that they were planning to take a 4-day vacation. They spoke about it so easily, without a second thought, as if it was the most natural thing in the world. And then, without even asking if I was okay with it, they told me that I would be looking after the children while they were away. They didn't even consider how I might feel about it. No questions like, "Mom, are you tired?" or "Mom, do you need a break?" Nothing. They just assumed that I would be there, ready and willing to take on even more responsibilities. I was speechless at first, but inside I was furious. How could they not see what this was doing to me? How could they be so blind to the fact that I was struggling under the weight of everything they were placing on my shoulders? I had worked hard my entire life, and now, in the years that were supposed to be my own, I felt like I was being robbed of my freedom all over again. All the responsibilities at home seemed to fall on me, as if I was the only one capable of holding everything together. And while they got to enjoy their lives, spending time together, going on vacations, and relaxing, I was left to handle everything alone. It felt so deeply unfair. Whenever I wanted to do something for myself, like visit a friend or simply take a moment to breathe, there was always something that needed to be done. The house was never truly clean, the laundry was never fully finished, and the children always needed care. There was no escape from the endless cycle of housework and duties. And it wasn't just the physical exhaustion that weighed on me, it was the emotional toll. I felt invisible, unappreciated, and taken for granted. It was as if my life, my wants, and my needs no longer mattered. I had become nothing more than a caretaker, a convenience for them to lean on whenever it suited them. And what hurt the most was that they didn't even seem to realize it. They didn't see how much I was sacrificing, how much of myself I was losing in the process. They didn't see the dreams I had let go of, the joy I had traded for their comfort. It felt like they were living in a different world, one where their lives were full of happiness and ease, while mine was filled with exhaustion and frustration. They enjoyed their time together, their vacations, and their nights out, while I stayed behind, alone, cleaning up the mess and caring for their children. It's not that I didn't love my grandchildren, I adore them with all my heart, but there's only so much one person can give before they start to feel empty. The worst part is, I never imagined my relationship with my son would come to this. When he was young, I did everything I could to give him a good life. I sacrificed so much for him, and I did it with love, because that's what parents do. But now, it feels like that love is being taken for granted, like I'm expected to keep giving and giving, without ever receiving anything in return. The dreams I had for my retirement, the joy, the freedom, the peace, I don't know if I'll ever get them back. I spent days in deep contemplation, wrestling with the feelings of frustration and exhaustion that had built up inside me for so long. After everything I had been through, I finally came to a life-changing decision. I had to start living for myself. For years, I had put everyone else's needs before my own, sacrificing my dreams and desires to serve my son and his family. But the more I thought about it, the clearer it became. I had already given so much of myself, too much, really, and if I didn't make a change, I feared I would lose the rest of who I was. So, with a mixture of fear and resolve, I decided to take back control of my life. One day, I sat my son down and told him, simply and directly, that I was going to visit an old friend for a few days, and that they would have to manage without me. I could see the shock on his face, and I knew my words had caught him off guard. My daughter-in-law was visibly upset, accusing me of neglecting my duties and leaving them in a bind. But for the first time in a long while, I didn't let their reactions sway me. I stood firm, my determination stronger than the guilt they tried to place on me. I had made up my mind. They couldn't stop me anymore. With a sense of relief and excitement, I packed my bags and returned to my hometown, the place where my heart had always longed to be. The moment I arrived, it was like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I felt a sense of freedom I hadn't experienced in years. For the first time since retiring, I began living the life I had once dreamed of. I started doing the things that brought me joy, without feeling the constant pressure of someone else's needs hanging over my head. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. Each day I woke up with a sense of purpose, knowing that the hours ahead were mine to fill with whatever activities made me happy, whether it was tending to my small garden, taking long walks, or simply enjoying the peaceful solitude that I had been denied for so long. And in those quiet moments, I realized something profound. I couldn't keep sacrificing myself for others. I had already dedicated half of my life to raising and caring for my son. It was time for him to stand on his own and take responsibility for his own life. I had done my part, and now it was his turn to figure things out without leaning on me for everything. There's a saying we have in the countryside, one that I've always found to be full of wisdom. When the tree grows big, it's time to split the family. It's a reminder that there comes a point when children must leave their parents' homes and start their own lives. Regardless of financial circumstances or emotional ties, what truly defines a happy and harmonious family isn't living under the same roof, but the love and respect, the filial piety that binds us together, no matter the distance. So many elderly people, especially in my generation, hold on to the belief that living with their children in old age will provide them with security and comfort. But what they often don't realize is that this arrangement can bring unexpected conflicts and burdens, not just for them but for their children as well. It's better, I've learned, for parents not to get too close to their children once they're grown. Yes, we should care for and help one another, but there needs to be a healthy balance between closeness and distance. Being too enmeshed in each other's lives can lead to frustration, resentment, and emotional strain. We need space to breathe and to live our own lives, even while maintaining our bond. I've come to see that it's possible to love your family deeply without losing yourself in the process. It's about setting boundaries that protect your well-being while still showing support and care. Singer Andy Lau once said something that resonated with me. Don't dwell on what your family has done for you or how they treat you. You must do your best to help them. That advice speaks to the importance of fulfilling our responsibilities to our loved ones without getting caught up in expectations or grievances. As children, it's important to be understanding and forgiving toward our parents, even when things don't seem fair or when conflicts arise. Family relationships are never perfect, and sometimes they can be painful, but they are also irreplaceable. The bonds we share with our family are unique, and despite the struggles, they deserve our efforts to maintain harmony. Now, as I reflect on everything, I feel more at peace than I have in a long time. I've regained control over my life, and I've learned to value myself and my happiness. At the same time, I still hold my family close in my heart, knowing that true love between parents and children doesn't require constant proximity or sacrifice. Instead, it's about mutual respect, understanding, and the space to grow individually. By making this choice to live for myself, I've not only reclaimed my joy, but also allowed my son and his family to grow in their way. After all, isn't that what family is truly about? Love, respect, and the wisdom to let each other thrive together, yet apart. As I share my journey, I hope it resonates with many of you who might be facing similar struggles or dilemmas in your own lives. Reflecting on my experience has taught me the invaluable lesson that prioritizing our well-being is not selfish but essential for a fulfilling life. It's a reminder that setting healthy boundaries and embracing self-care can lead to true happiness and harmony within our families. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What have you learned from my story so far? Share one thing that stood out to you and how you plan to bring it into your own life in the comments below. Your insights and experiences can inspire others just as sharing my story has inspired me to live more authentically. If you like this video, Please leave your comment below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support means the world to us and helps us continue to share stories that matter. Thank you for watching, and remember to take care of yourself and cherish the bonds that truly matter.